Hello, hello, everyone. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, March 31st, 2022. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And that's what you're getting. Trends in the news, the only place in the world where you get the current events forming future trends, the trends in the news, what they mean, what's next, and what you might want to do to prepare, prevail, and prosper. So, as we look at some of the trends in the news, what do we have? Well, the equity markets. Stocks fell for the second straight session on Thursday, with the Dow falling 500 points to end the worst quarter for stocks in 2 years. The S&P was down 1.57, NASDAQ fell 1.54. So, for the first quarter, the Dow and S&P were down 4.6% and 4.9%. And the NASDAQ is almost in correction territory, which is 10%. It fell 9%, but they were down a lot worse. But they regained a lot of it. So, but going back, in 2020, when this was the worst quarter to match, it was a lot worse. You saw the S&P falling some 20%. So, what happened today? Well, on the data front, core PCE prices, the key inflation measure watched by the Fed, came in at 5.4% growth year over year. And jobless claims. Yeah, the Great Resignation continues because economists surveyed expected 196,000 jobless claims. 202 came in, 202,000. And tomorrow we'll see what the real numbers are. Oil prices. Oil prices went down today because absolute bullshit Biden, bullshit Biden, bullshit Biden, emptying out our oil reserves. 1 million barrels a day. Oil prices were lower on Thursday as White House announced that the shithead playing president to follow the other shitheads playing president just about all my life. I liked Eisenhower. I know he did shitty things, but he was against the military-industrial complex and war, and said any man seeking the office of president is either an egomaniac or crazy. And there was John F. Kennedy. The Cuban Missile Crisis. That's what Putin should have done. America put missiles in Turkey, heading toward Russia. Whoop, whoop. Russia said, take them out of there. The U.S. said, no, we're not. And Russia said, okay, we'll put missiles in Cuba. All right. You take them out of Cuba, we'll take them out of Turkey. Yep. And then, boop, Kennedy's dead. And Lyndon Baines and St. Johnson, another arrogant fuck, brought us into the Vietnam War. Oh, watch your language, Salenti. Don't call the murderer's prick a fuck. Call him the former president. So the shitheads draining our oil supply because fuckface put these stupid sanctions on that the dickhead admitted don't work. And they only hurt the people. Yeah. Got it? Ain't going to stop Russia from doing anything. Driving up inflation. And now we're going to fix it. We're going to empty out the oil. Yeah, all right, great. Let's see how long it goes. The scale of this release is unprecedented. The world has never had a release of oil reserves at this 1 million per day for this length of time. This record release will provide historic amounts of supply to serve as bridge until the end of the year when domestic production ramps up. The administration bullshitted out and the shitheads swallowed it. Gold. That went up a bit today. It's still that safe haven asset. And when you're looking at this inflation data, guess what? Data showed U.S. consumer spending slowed significantly in February, while prices continued to mount. The largest annual spike in inflation since the early 1990s. So, will gold pull back when the Fed raises rates and the Russian war flattens out? The Ukraine war? It's all in your Trends Journal. We have called this right on the money. Right on the money. That's right. And you take a look at your new Trends Journal. This came out. Get the jab, get Putin. Propaganda works. Oh, speaking about inflation, what do we got? It's the highest level, the one I just said, since January, largest year-over-year rise since January 1982. And what do we have? You ready? Last month, food costs climbed 1.4%. Isn't that great? Energy costs spiked 3.7%. National average gallon of gas, as of yesterday, $4.24 a gallon. That's up from $3.61 a gallon. Thanks to the shithead playing president, the arrogant Biden. And how about his boy Hunter, huh? Yeah. Look at these people. Look what a free ride they get, huh? Read all about it in the Trends Journal. We've been writing about the Biden bullshit, his son, and John Kerry, another arrogant, murderous piece of war scum crap. Oh, his son-in-law, Chris Hines of Hines 57. Yeah, they did the deal with Burisma Energy. These guys don't know dick about shit about energy, and they get this money from Burisma in Ukraine. We wrote about it back in 2014 in detail. If it was any one of us that did that crap, boy, oh, they break down our house, boom, all these guys dressed up in their SWAT shit and take us off to jail. Hey, but when you're a member of the murderer club, you get a free ride. My daddy's president. German inflation reaches 40-year high. A 39.5% jump in energy prices from a year earlier. Germany's consumer prices rose 7.6% in March, its highest rate for 40 years. The sanctions are working perfectly, Salenti. They're just as every other fucking thing we do as a government. What are you questioning us? Look at all the great things we do. Oh, you ready? I forgot about this one. Meanwhile, annual inflation in Spain, it only went up 9.8%. Only the highest level since 1985. Yep. And let's put more bullshit to make it clear. How about that ECB, huh? The European Central Bank. Oh, if only a woman was in charge of it, it would be different. Nah. Christine Lagarde's in charge of it. Hey, you want to call her a woman, that's your choice. But when I look at her, holy Christ, Miss Faccia Brute in front of your face. And arrogant. Oh, she was brought up on some things, too, about money kind of grabbing stuff over there in France. I can't say who I think she is, but she's from France, so I really can't explain how I feel about her. What do they got? 0.5% negative interest rates. You want to call this equity markets in an economy? What fucking frauds. Here you got this kind of inflation, and they were bullshitting for 10 years. When inflation reached the 2% mark, we will raise interest rates. But right now, it's only in Germany, it's only at 8%, and in Spain, 10%. And if you go to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, they say that the interest rate should be 1% above the inflation rate, which in the United States, being at 7.9%, it should be 8.9%, like they did over there in Argentina. They just made them raise rates again. They're at 44.5%. That's how high inflation is going. These sanctions are great. Growth in home prices accelerated in January. In the USSA, the land of Slavelandia, where you got to work at Walmart, got a job at Costco. Oh, no, I think I'll go to Home Depot. Yep. All changed, man. CVS, one after another. You make shit. Amazon, forgot that one. Yep. You know what the median existing price of a home in the United States rose 15% in February from a year earlier. $357,300. Who can afford that? Not the 1 in 5 workers that run out of money before payday survey finds. Now roughly 1 in 5 workers cannot make it from paycheck to paycheck, according to a report. Yep. More than 3/4 of working Americans say inflation has impacted their finances over the past year, according to Salary Finance. Roughly 20% of employees regularly run out of money between paychecks. That's only up from 15% last year. There's no economic recovery. I was down a city yesterday. We got off over there at 57th Street, off the West Side Drive. You had to go down to 51st Street. From 51st Street, you look back, 5:15, rush hour. Not one car between 51st and 57th as you're going up the West Side Drive. Not one car, rush hour. Rush hour in New York City. Before the COVID war, it used to take about 40 minutes to go from West Side to East Side. It took us 12. All right? One for rent after another. But the good news is Macquarie buys £4.2 billion stake in UK gaswork. Great. United Health buys home care business for $5.4 billion. Terrific. Nielsen accepts $10 billion Elliott-led takeover. Great. U.S. stock buybacks hit record. Terrific. You got it. You got it. The bigs own everything. We are nothing more than plantation workers of Slavelandia. They have robbed us. The COVID war, they robbed us of our freedom. And since scumbag Bill Clinton came in and sucked our jobs out with NAFTA and bringing China into the World Trade Organization, they sucked the economy out of us. They sucked the joy out of us with the COVID war. The economy, everything's gone to the bigs. Did away with the Robbins-Patman Act, Sherman Antitrust Act, Clayton Antitrust Act, Glass-Steagall Act. Everything has gone to the bigs. Battery costs pose hurdle for electric trucks. Oh, no kidding. All right? Here. Beijing reasserts closer relationship with Moscow. This is from the Financial Times. China's foreign minister said that they and Russia are two sides that will develop bilateral ties. It's even firmer. Our confidence in advancing cooperation in various areas are even stronger. He goes on to say, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, the Ukrainian crisis is not only the outbreak of long-term accumulation of security conflicts in Europe, but also the result of the Cold War mentality and group confrontation. In the long run, we should learn the lessons of Ukraine crisis respond to the legitimate security concerns of all parties based on principles of mutual respect and indivisibility of security. Legitimate security concerns? You can't say that. Nobody has any legitimate, they're illegitimate if they're Russian. They're only legitimate if it's Ukraine, the United States, and NATO. What's wrong with you? Biden, yeah, another one. That's on China, right? Vampires in war. U.S. warmongers feeding on the bloody turbulence of other countries. Conflict profiting syndicate. Check this out. Vampires in war. Look, these are from the Global Times, the Chinese newspaper. Here's another one. Ukraine war. Military-industrial complex. So anybody thinks that there's going to be any kind of non-agreement between China and Russia, you better grow up. So, here it is. U.S. and NATO versus Russia and China. Who wins? Bet on trends. Bet on trends. We'll tell you who wins. It's in your Trends Journal. Biden pledges economic aid as Johnson urges future sanctions. U.S. President Joe Biden pledged $500 million in economic assistance to Ukraine's President Zelensky. Isn't that great? Read your Trends Journal. Read your Trends Journal. You know what? Since 2014, we did the research, got the numbers. America has given Ukraine $40 billion. $40 billion to build up their military-industrial complex and to enrich the military-industrial complex. The numbers are there. $500 million as this country's going down the toilet. The roads are a joke. The bridges are rotten, collapsing. Economy's dragflation we're in. Yep. And today, British Defense Minister Ben Wallace said, Defense Minister, fuck you with these names. I'm a little scumbag that'll bend over and take it up the ass to get in the political system and do what the fuck I'm told. Defense Minister. Shove these fucking titles up your ass. Said on Thursday, today, that the UK and a number of other countries are sending more arms to Ukraine. Quote, there'll be more lethal aid going into Ukraine as a result of today. A number of countries have come forward. Lethal aid. So look it up in the Oxford Dictionary. I went to the Oxford Dictionary because this dick is from the UK, the F-U-C-K. Sufficient to cause death, harmful or destructive. Isn't that great? More lethal aid, and that ugly fucking dick, Johnson. Where's that Johnson guy? Look at this little fucking piece of scum shit that you gotta be out of your fucking mind or be a nobody like a British citizen to swallow the shit that comes out of this fuckface's mouth. Earlier this week, Prime Minister Boris Johnson told his cabinet that he wants to send Kiev, quote, more lethal weapons. Lethal. Deadly. Causes death. Isn't that great? And the prostitutes take the shit without ever cause. The war is over. Ukraine's not going to win. I'm totally against Russia's invasion. I launched Occupy Peace. Go to occupypeace.com. I'm sick of these wars, and I'm sick of these crazy bastards and bitches that keep these wars going. Occupy Peace. Occupy Peace. Donate. I'm going to have rallies. And I'm looking for candidates to run for office that are for peace, instead of the pieces of shit out there. And then you read, you go on. You know what Putin did today? He said, you got to pay for that gas over there in Germany and Europe in rubles. You're not getting it by tomorrow. We're offering contractors from these countries a clear and transparent scheme. To purchase Russian natural gas, they must open ruble accounts in Russian banks. It is from these accounts that payments for gas supplied starting tomorrow, 1 April, will be paid. No one sells anything for free, said Putin, and we too will not engage in charity. That is, existing contracts not paid for in rubles will be stopped. If such payments in rubles are not made, we will consider this a default on obligation to buyers with all ensuing consequences. And then he goes on to say, the article goes on, German government spokesman Stefan Hofstreit told reporters that Chancellor Olaf Scholz had asked Putin to explain the procedure for paying for Russian gas in rubles. Putin was said to have informed Scholz, or however you pronounce his name, that the Russian move on gas payments, you ready, was caused by the West's decision to freeze some $300 billion in Russian reserves abroad, including in European countries, in the wake of Moscow's military operation in Ukraine. Quote, global markets are falling, but the value of the share of companies in the United States military-industrial complex is only growing, said Putin. The military-industrial complex that Dwight D. Eisenhower, five-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces, two-term president, warned us on his farewell address in January 1961 that they were taking over the nation and robbing America of the genius of the scientists, the sweat of the laborers, and the future of the children. And here we are. Yep. It's right there. Again, go to these other places to find more information, like the Trends Journal, because you're not going to get what we put out anywhere else. Ukraine war forces China to confront own NATO fears. Big article in the Financial Times. But you know what this is? The bottom line? Self-sufficiency. One of our top trends for 2022. We said this would happen before the Ukraine war. Where is it up there? You got it? See it? Self-sufficiency. Okay. And then, to show how stupid everything is, look at this photo in the toilet paper record. Look at this. You got that photo up there? There you go. Yeah. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. We're stronger when we work together. And so are you. Look at these shitheads. Stay amazing. How about staying fucking stupid and putting out your bullshit? These are the masks that these shitheads are wearing. All right? Here, put the picture up. Look at the sides of the masks. Wide open. Hey, Hey, stay amazing. You're too fucking stupid to read the box. Because it says on the box, these masks do not eliminate exposure to the risk of any disease or infection. So, go in, fuck yourself with the masks. Oh, we got a lot more. And it's all in your Trends Journal. The last issue was only 159 pages. No ads. We're giving you what nobody gives you anywhere, any place in the world. And also, we're at Substack. What's the name of this show? Trends in the News. .substack. So Trends in the News, you go to Substack. And there's also, I got a lot of great things for you here. And also Joe Duran's new book on technocracy. Leaving Humanity. You can get this on Amazon. Leaving Humanity, the corrupt designs of technocratic elites. Yep. And a lot of those articles are the technocratic elites. Joe Duran does a section in the Trends Journal each week on technocracy. Again, look at the dickheads running our lives. Fuckface Zuckerberg. What do you got? That Cook? Peach Eye? And what's one of our top trends of 2022? It's right there in front of your eyes. Metaverse. Yep, the metaverse world. Leaving humanity. And if you don't believe we lost humanity, all you had to do was look at the Oscars. Boop, boop. Down the toilet. Bunch of crapheads. Yeah, that music's great. One bad fucking rap. And the fish rots from the head down. Yep. Bye-bye, USA, if we don't have a renaissance. And if we don't unite for peace. United we stand, divided we will die. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.